Don't you know we're just starting? But you sure we got the clue how that this we go. Don't you know no more art? And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go to cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done there, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Tron here, feeling so blessed to be back on Twitter, and I want you guys to know that I will never wish harm upon a penis ever again.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to present to you the $9,000 bait and switch and the true colors of Darkside Phil. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually going to be a two-parter. What I have planned originally was going to be something rather epic. I'm going to use an anime to kind of illustrate what my thoughts are, and I'm going to do some play-by-play over it and whatnot. It's going to be great, but that's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to come out the greatest, obviously, but you know, if you're going to learn how to edit, you're going to have to take some shots. So I'm looking forward to that. That might not happen until later on in the year, though. Maybe even by the end of the year, so look out for that. But for right now, let's present you the news part of the story. So, what exactly is the problem? The problem is we have a $16,000 tax situation over the head of Darkside Phil, which in turn will cause him to lose his house, which in turn will cause him to lose Cat, which in turn will cause him to lose his independence, what little self-confidence that he has left, and everything else, because he's going to go to Connecticut, because apparently Connecticut's hell, and he's going to die there miserably. So, what exactly happened with this bait and switch, GTGs? I'm sure you guys what you're asking. Well, a glimmer of light cast itself down from detractor heaven and bathed central Goutopia, where the king resides, in the with an opportunity of being presented with $9,000, allegedly. This individual, this good Samaritan, this savior, said, Phil, I'm going to give you guys just the cliff notes of it. Hey Phil, if you went ahead and I'm a business owner myself. I am a self-made man, Phil, like you. So I understand what your situation is, and I'm actually probably more qualified than others to help you with this situation. I've been looking over my books. I've gone over my numbers, and I had a pretty good year, Phil. I had a great year, Phil. And I appreciate everything that you've done over the last couple years. I appreciate all the free content that you put out. I enjoy your streams, even though I can't watch them all the time because I actually have a business that needs to be run. But I enjoy your videos, though, Phil. I enjoy everything that you've done for Goutopia. So in turn, I've crunched the numbers, and I want to donate. I can donate to you, Phil. I want to donate, and I will donate about $9,000 to you. This is all in a correspondence by email. In turn, Phil, I ask that you be transparent with your fan base and let them know that you received this money. Anonymously, though. Anonymously. But you did receive this money, so at least the first steps have been taken on this journey to reach the goal. That's all the individual asks for. Okay? Hey, I'm willing to donate $9,000 to you. Please just be transparent with your fan base to let them know that you were going to receive this $9,000. Keep the individual in question anonymous, but present your fan base that you did receive this $9,000. Okay. It takes Phil a couple of days to respond, as Phil does, because the king of hate, or because darksidephil@hotmail.com is basically just a cesspool of bullshit. So, Phil responds later on with paragraph upon paragraph upon paragraph upon paragraph of his situation, his doubt, his demands, and hopefully a lasting point to go off of that. Please don't be a joke. Please be serious about what you're saying here, because I really need this money. Me and Kat really need this money. Yet again, I'll give you the cliff notes of it. Well, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm going to call the guy, I'm going to call the Good Samaritan in question, Solid Phil, because that's what I'm going to be using in my project later. You could call it my own version of Project 7, if you will. I'm going to call it Project 777 now. Anyway, excuse me. Phil reaches out to this individual, and I'll give you the clip notes. So, thank you for responding to me. This money would be very much appreciated. Next line, a lot of people have been baiting me. A lot of people have been trying to take advantage of me. A lot of people are kicking me while I'm down. I really hope this is something serious, but I'm a bit skeptical because blah, 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 snort, blah, 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 blah. Third line, this money would really help. As for presenting the actual transaction itself to my fan base, I'd like to go ahead and hold that off until the end of the year, given how many brain dead idiots that look into my finances and could screw me over. On top of that, I don't actually want to pay the taxes on that at the end of the 2018 year. So I would appreciate you sending me this $9,000, but please don't send it to me until January 1st of next year, of 2019. Basically what Phil was saying is you pay the taxes on that. I don't want to pay the tax on it. I mean, he's gonna have to pay the taxes on it anyway. He's gonna have to pay it on the 2019 year, which is what Phil wants. But Phil doesn't want the guy to send it to him until then. So please do that. Also, as for making it public, let's not do that. So how about you send it to me? I don't think you should send it to me through a cheer or a donation or anything like that, because, you know, people can find that stuff. So send it to me from Western Union or by a personal check. That would be more, that would be preferential. That would be better. You know what I mean? That would be preferred, is what I meant. That'd be preferred in this particular situation. Next line, yet again, I very much appreciate it. This would help me. This would help me and Kat. We would very much appreciate it because we're going into a really tough year, and I just really need the support right now. And I hope this is not a troll. I feel like this could be a troll. I hope this is not a troll. Thank you very much for reaching out to me. Talk to you later. Bye. End of story. Now, the number 12 has been thrown out quite a few times in this. 12 different individuals have reached out to Phil. All 12 of them apparently were trolls. Yada, yada, yada. He's been harping on the word 12 for a very long time. To be perfectly honest with you, and I think Tevin said it best in his version, it looked like two people. It was almost like spy versus spy. That's not what Tevin said, but it was basically two people trying to screw each other over. But let me go ahead and articulate that slightly different. It was basically like spy versus spy. This was spy games in a lot of ways. It was two individuals trying to fill each other out to see how they're going to bite. And whether 12 people really trolled Phil beforehand or not is kind of irrelevant to the situation. Either which way, he definitely fell for this one. And you could tell in his response, because Phil's response was thought out. He's basically trying to put down the situation that, oh, this could be a troll, and I hope it's not because I'm really in bad shape. So he's trying to be firm on his grounding that this might not be real, while trying to guilt trip the person into giving him this money and that he really, really needs it, while at the same time willing to hide this from the fan base at large, trying to avoid paying taxes on that money this year, willing to only pay on it next year, and then even more slime ballish, if you think about it, try to hide it from public eye. And the reason why that is, ladies and gentlemen, is because Phil himself knows, because Phil has been caught on Kiwi Farms. He still watches people on Twitter and whatnot, certain detractors, to see what's said about him. He has his hoof on the pulse of what's going on around him, especially as it pertains to his finances. He knows exactly who it is on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Kiwi Farms who's watching his money. That's why this had to be done behind the scenes. How Phil demonstrated all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to go ahead and invoke on you guys, because it makes me think, any large donations Phil has received, he's received it behind the scenes. Now, that's going to lead into a third project that I'm working on that has to do with the thought audit situation. And the reason why I'm doing that is because some of the tactics that some of these young ladies were doing or talking to each other about on Twitter and on Discord and on a couple of other spots is similar to what Phil was doing in this correspondence right here. Only some of it. Some of these ladies, believe it or not, were actually smarter than Phil. Actually, that shouldn't be hard to believe. So, Phil did a lot of dirty shit in this situation. Here's the thing about it that should be taken into consideration. This wasn't Phil's first time. This isn't Phil's first rodeo. And I'm sure if there have been big donators, he's asked Phil to go through these hoops to make sure that he's given this money and that he doesn't have to pay it until a later time and date. Ladies and gentlemen, as Tevin has said, praise be almighty, as well as others, I'm really surprised that Phil didn't ask this guy to take care of the fees for him, so he didn't have to worry about it at all. It's not beyond Phil's reasoning. In any case, that was what Phil had written back, and then this email got leaked. Now, the email account in question is a dummy email account, so the person's name is not not his real name, it's not his real identity, it's just a dummy, it's a throwaway account. So later on, if I decide to present you guys the actual video itself, because he did bring out video evidence, this is important because people were questioning whether it might be real or not. This individual put himself out there, at least in the fact that, hey, here's the video of me going through the emails. It was literally a dead account, you could tell. It's a sock account. It doesn't mean anything. And it was well played. It was very, very well played. And then Phil has to go into his explanation on what the situation was, which leads into an epic rant on how pissed off he was. Not just at the fact that he got exposed, but, ladies and gentlemen, that the money wasn't coming. If this right here is supposed to be just a scam on Phil's part to get money to put away in his little nest egg, he seems a bit more desperate than usual. And as all of you saw in the previous broadcast, doing the comparison of I need your guys' support from 2018 or this year compared to 2017's. In 2017's video, a lot of you commented that, hey, he seemed a lot more genuine in 2017 compared to this year. And his laziness breeds desperation. It reeks of it. And that's what we're going to go into today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one video, or we're going to have one broadcast, I should say. Snort Burnell, Dspgaming, baited and leaked $9K or $9,000 email. Should be a good one. And like I said, there'll probably be I don't know if there'll be a second video today. There probably won't be. To be honest with you, I think this will be a decent length. Sorry, but there'll probably be a video. There'll certainly probably be a video tomorrow, and definitely for the weekend. I've got a lot of catching up to do, and I want to go ahead and make sure I do it, and just get myself back into the rotation. Shouts out to Agent Proper for streaming the other day, and he's been streaming the last couple days and whatnot. Please go over there and check his streams out. Please support him. If you guys haven't yet, please join the DIA and whatnot. It's a great agency. He does great work over there. You're not going to regret it. Shouts out to James Lesser, as usual, always doing his thing. I wonder if he's going to start getting into J-pop soon. Well, James Lesser. He's spontaneous about stuff. Shouts out to Mighty D, Memology 101, David Davison, Volt Boy, S. Julius Cruz, Almighty Tevin, obviously, praise be Almighty. And everybody else, just, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all of you. I hope all of you guys are doing well. And let's get into the video at hand. Oh, and shouts out to Ghostly Wins, man. I hope you're doing all right. Let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dspnews. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes. A GTG Network Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the shout-out list, as you saw, had gone through a bit of a reset. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? As you guys comment and whatnot, names will slowly but surely get added onto the list and whatnot, because it's important to us here at GTG Network Productions. We appreciate you. We appreciate you guys. Goddamn, sorry, it's early. It's been a while since I've done this. So, let's go ahead and get into it.
After see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Hickety is warning me that Third Eye the Third has been doing nasty stuff. Oh, I'm well aware he's banned. I'm just going to ban. And he's permanently banned. He's gone. Like,
we kind of knew when he made that Christmas overlay with 100 fucking detractor memes in it that he was a detractor. Like, he was just trying to be a dick and sneak that stuff onto the stream. We caught him before he had a chance to do any of it, okay? Then, of course, he's like, oh, it's just a coincidence. I'm like, dude, there's no way. There's 4 fucking detractor memes in the fucking overlay, you idiot. Of course it's not a fucking coincidence. And he's like, oh, no, it isn't. Oh, it's a coincidence. So in the spirit of the holiday season, I let the guy back for about 2 days. And within 2 days, he did so much negative shit about me. Not here on the streams, of course, but everywhere else on the internet. And, of course, everyone told me, because the guy's a fucking idiot, and he didn't think that people would be paying attention to what he's doing, that he's been permanently banned for a while. He's not coming back. So no worries. That guy is done.
Really?
lol.
Another stain on our streams that will never come back, and we don't have to deal with this stupid shit ever again. So, good riddance to bad rubbish, as they say.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. As it pertains to Third Eye the Third, right? Who was a pretty funny guy, actually. And has been doing troll activity, if you will, for a long time. Hence the reason why you see the fruits of his labor, essentially the last of his masterpieces over here to our side here, because I feel like it's important. It's the holiday season, and I'm going to put it there. I'm going to appreciate Third Eye the Third's art, even if Phil don't. Let's be honest, this shit was obvious troll bait. Like, this was obvious troll bait. I mean, this was all kinds of delicious nonsense over here. And the fact that Phil was so stupid and so desperate and whatnot proves how inept the man really is. So fuck you, Phil. Getting rid of Third Eye the Third, as of right now, it sounds like Phil's pretty dead set on it being permanent. But then who's going to take Third Eye the Third's place? Who's going to step up and do the emotes and do the overlays and do all the fan art? Well, do some of the fan art, because there are other people who contribute fan art to Phil. Who else is going to go ahead and take the time to do all that stuff? Third Eye the Third has been around for a long time and has done a whole lot of work for Phil with no pay. So tell me, who's the next person that's going to step into those shoes and basically cuck along and start doing all that work? At least with Third Eye the Third, it was spicy. At least it was entertaining. It was funny. And yet again, this kind of troll art, if you will, is the same shit that ended up getting Phil in all those trouble a couple years ago. The only difference about this is this was more of an inside joke amongst those in Phil's fan base who don't hate detractors, who are just there for the entertainment. Phil's the idiot. Phil's the one that chose to be stupid here. I'm surprised there wasn't a pop-up around here somewhere of Tevin, which is what I would have thought. But then you got A Gang right there, so I guess that works out. But still. But then again, that might have been a bit too noticeable. I don't know. He could have fit a shadow of it in here somewhere. Actually, that light right there over Phil's left shoulder, you could have actually had the shadowing of Tevin's face somewhere in there. Yeah, you probably could have done that. That might have worked, actually. Well, I don't need to give Third Eye the Third any ideas. He's come up with some great ones on his own. So losing Third Eye the Third is going to be a hit, believe it or not. And it's going to be even more of a hit when Phil can't find someone that's going to work as prompt as Third Eye the Third did to produce what he produced. So it is what it is. And more importantly than that, you guys banned him the first time for the troll art, right? And then you guys let him come back. You guys let him come back. I don't care if it was 2 hours. I don't care if it was 2 days. I don't care if it was 2 minutes. You still let him back in. Even after you said you saw all the troll art that he did. Which just shows you, yet again, how desperate Phil is. But more importantly than that, it's not even about the troll art. It's about what Third Eye the Third knows. And I bet you dollars to donuts that Third Eye the Third has definitely been privy to some conversations. So, if any of you guys who know who Third Eye the Third is on Twitter, trust me, he's not hard to find. Talk to him. See what he has to say. Let's see what gems that he decides to drop, if he decides to drop any. Let's continue. DSP News.
We got Cookie Monster, who has resub for the 4th month in a row. He's been a fan for a long time now. I remember finding you on YouTube at 13. I'm now 23 years old, so keep doing what you're doing and stay positive. I know it's hard with the recent bad news you had, but keep up the Christmas spirit, and I know things will turn around. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do, all right? The other day I had an epiphany. I said, I gotta be positive. I can't focus in on negative shit. I cannot be negative on Twitter or anywhere. Like, I need to be positive and just focus in on fun content creation and doing fun streams for you guys. That's what I need to do, right? That's what's gonna get me through all this crap.
Not being negative and jealous and toxic towards people.
Being, to be honest, being positive for Phil is like trying to be entertaining, and he's not very good at either. So, I don't know. We're already striking out when it comes to all that, to be honest. And no one told Phil to go ahead and lash out at other people on Twitter. He did that on his own. You can't blame anybody for that. I want to see you try to blame your depression on that, Phil. But I want to see you try to blame Tevin for that. But that's all you. Obviously.
That's nasty, especially this time of year. It's the Christmas season. It's not the time for that crap. You know what I mean? And then you people, Phil's a toxic streamer. No, you tried to make me look like that. Cat, you need to get out now. That place is toxic.
By the way, I forgot to update top tip, or top cheer, excuse me. Hold on a second. So far, I just want to look.
I guess Gouta? Gout, McFist, gout, fucking butt fuck, gout, farts, gout. Gouta? What? I don't know how the fuck you say that name. More than likely, it's probably a detractor. Trying to say gout. You know what I mean? It's probably so detractor trying to say gout. I wouldn't be surprised if it were.
But they were the top cheerer, but now it looks like High Tech Specs is going to be the top cheerer. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You're like, so much drama. There's no drama at all. What drama are you talking about? I literally just use the bathroom. I come back, I boot the game. Like, oh, the drama. What the hell are you talking about? Relax. How about you just relax?
Now, here's another thing, right? And I find it to be only a problem to people who are extremely self-conscious about themselves. Is this whole situation with the chat. He really needs to just leave that alone and focus on the game. He can't, because his self-worth is linked to what other people think about him, especially online, which is already pathetic in its own right. But that's what his situation is. And the problem is just like over there on YouTube, if YouTube's just an archive, right? Why is it that the likes and dislikes are disabled and comments are disabled? Why? What do you care? It's all engagement. It'll get you higher and higher in the search results under your own name, Phil, which is something that you don't own. Just like how you don't own Goutopia. Excuse me. You really don't own Dspgaming, KO Gaming, King of Hate Vlogs. All of that shit is basically run by a detractor or a group of detractors. And a lot of that comes back down to the fact that he won't allow engagement on any of his videos. So his videos don't catch any views. So in turn, the idiot don't make no money. Now, the whole shit in his chat is even worse, because the less and less people that are engaging in the chat, then the viewership's going to drop. Because no one wants to come to a stream that may have 300 people, and yet you see the same 10 people talking in the chat. It's fucking boring. It's annoying as shit. Because there's no engagement whatsoever. And then Phil puts limitations on who can contribute to his chat. You have to be following the chat for either a number of hours, a number of days, and even if you get into the chat, people ignore you anyway, so you can't really talk to anyone. And the only person who's really benefiting from the chat, to be honest with you, is Swaggin's bitch ass. So, so what's the point of any of that? What's the point? He's slowly but surely strangling himself, and he doesn't even realize it. And it's absolutely amazing, because it makes you wonder, why would a platform like Twitch care about him in the long term when the man is dwindling? What you're seeing right now is exactly what happened to him on Machinima. Basically, you're seeing a slow decline, and the more and more he declines, the more and more Twitch just cuts him away from their resources. Not necessarily getting rid of him, because his account is super fucking old. But you see how they're slowly but surely cutting him away from aspects of Twitch. Whereas they've already used him for their experiments, they don't really need him for anything else. So they don't need him to participate in certain things. They don't need his feedback in anything. He's more of a nuisance than anything. You just keep him around just because. He was being a good little piggy and he allowed us to experiment on him. So, we'll hold him around a little longer. And to be honest, I would assume that Twitch benefits more from the drama than Phil does. So Phil is kind of screwing himself over. Especially Phil, since you have trolls and haters who are willing to give you money. And now you're trying to cut them away. Talking about, oh, I want to have a more positive stream. So now you're making less money. There's definitely no engagement over there. And the few people who are benefiting aren't giving you any money at all because they don't have to. They've already contributed to you. They already have their little piece of power, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know. DSP News.
How about that? How about we all just sit down, we relax a little bit, we stop getting all excited, okay? Alright, so everyone, ignore the nonsense drama and let's have a fun stream, shall we? Okay.
If I remember to, I'll link the emails and everything like that from Twitter. I'll try to link that in the description if I can. If not, Kenny or Kevin will do it and whatnot. It might not be there as soon as the video goes up, but it might be up there later on. And if we can find the video, I already have the video downloaded, but I'll try to link the Twitter post that actually had the video too. If you guys really want to see that, you can you can read all that on your own.
This kind of shit needs to come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Oh, never mind. There's the video right there. Actually, you know what? Here, let me try to go ahead and go above and beyond with this shit, because you guys should see this. I don't know how the clarity is going to be, but and it's a shame that my cute and handsome face has to be covered, but for the integrity of this individual, of solid Phil, we have to make sure that, you know, he has his moment.
Oh, I really hate you, but I cannot live without you if I try. I can't imagine life without you, ice cream. You're so creamy, and I wish you never ended, ever.
And then there's Phil's Twitch longer, which is just pathetic in its own right. Explaining why he got baited. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit when he's like, "Please believe me. Please believe me. I'll kill you right now. Believe me." It's kind of like that. He got caught red-hooved and everything, and had to try to talk his way out of it, calling it catfished. Oh, which now that I think about that, I need to do that. We need to go over that Metokur video too. I should make that part of my 12 days of gout for Christmas, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure how I'm going to actually do that 12 days of gout. I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. But anyway, so yeah, there's the actual video itself. Thank you, Snort. Now you are great. And there's the twit longer. Like I said, so sad. So sad. Here, let's continue with that real fast.
I'm stupid. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the garbage shears that are just
stupid as shit. Oh, Phil is and now, understandably, right? I can understand how some of you out there you might feel bad for Phil, because I have a mixed crowd over here. So I can see how some of you would be sympathetic to Phil. Oh, well, Phil's an idiot, so it's no surprise that he fell for that. And that's fair. That's fair. At the same time, though, Phil, while he was high on the hog, no pun intended, shitted on everybody and anybody that he could. So now that he's in a bad spot, all of a sudden he wants all the sympathy. In truth, what you saw, ladies and gentlemen, was greed being displayed. And it's not hard to take advantage of Phil as it pertains to his greed and working through that. It's super easy. It's a lot of people, like Solid Phil, as you see here, is starting to turn this shit into an art form, into an actual craft. Imagine that. Imagine you being such an idiot of an individual who presents himself as the pillar of intellect, who coins himself, as a businessman and being so successful, or at least at one time anyway. And yet, small pricks, small nuances can go ahead and explode and make your whole fan base question everything. Which leads into, well, we'll talk about that in a minute, which leads to one of Phil's supporters, someone who would staunchly try to be the voice of reasoning on that, in that, what I like to call that concentration camp that Phil calls the King of Hate Forums, to question everything up until the time that the video of the email came out. Then he was like, well, I can't deny that, I'm out. Well, not necessarily. His name is Nick, by the way. I've mentioned him a couple of times in my videos, for numerous reasons. One, as it comes to the King of Hate Forums, he is actually a rather level-headed individual, to be honest. So he has at least some of my respect when it comes to that. Just because this individual, Nick, doesn't want to contribute to Phil anymore, doesn't mean that he's going to leave Phil. It just means that he's not willing to throw any money at him anymore. That's my particular thought. We'll see how that goes. He's supposed to be having an interview, if he hasn't already, with Burnell. So, you guys have seen that. You guys can work all that out. Just in case you guys still don't know who I'm talking about, they call him Pineapple Head, or they call him Pineapple Boy. But now that he's kind of seen the light, they call him Pineapple Man now. So, he's progressing, I suppose. Let's continue.
Trying to bait me into stuff. I'm not stupid. I bought into a gimmick because I'm stupid.
Now, before we get started, alright, really, quickly, what I want to do is address the latest bullshit drama, the usual moronic stuff that people are saying about me that's wrong. Very simply put, guys, you know about my financial situation. It's not good. I'm trying to raise funds within the next several months to pay my back taxes that I'm going to owe in April to the federal government. And if I don't have enough money, I'm going to be in debt, and I'm not going to have any way to pay it, and it's to the point where I'm probably just going to have to sell my house. I don't want to do that. I've worked my ass off for many years in regards to this, to earn the house, to keep it, and these fucking trolls, more and more, every year they find a way to financially fuck me over every single fucking year. If they would just leave me alone, by now I would have been fine, I would have been able to afford everything, and I'd be in a good situation, but they keep fucking me over. This year, they took away my partnership with Curse, they screwed me out of, a lot of...
Alright, since he's having a hard time figuring out what he was screwed out of and what he wasn't, let's talk a little bit. So, he can say anything and all he wants about the detractors screwing him out of his, out of the whole Curse situation. He was going to get dropped. I've already gone over that. You guys know this. As it pertains to the sponsorships, his past screwed him out of that deal. Out of the first one, anyway. Because that was the only one that was relevant. The second one was just, well, he was going to be part of some scheme, and he was basically going to be taken advantage of. And if you look at it, in some ways, with the second sponsorship deal, the second chair deal, that was almost predatory in nature, because they knew Phil was a piece of shit. They knew Phil was a piece of human fucking garbage who can garner a lot of attention. And what they did is kind of, in a lot of ways, what Twitch does. They took advantage of that. They took advantage of that for their own benefit. The only difference is that people started to look into them too, and then that exposed everything that was being worked out of a TV repair shop, if I remember correctly. That's how those individuals over there started their the rise of their empire, if you will, and they didn't like it. And they didn't like it, excuse me. And that's why they ended up, walking away from Phil. So if those guys didn't get investigated, and if they could have kept all the drama and attention on Phil and profited from it, then they would have. I don't know, Phil. That doesn't sound like a partnership, to be honest. It sounds like a bunch of people that are trying to exploit you for anything and everything that they can get out of you. Which means that you don't have any worth yourself. They didn't trust you, yourself, to sell anything. So they decided to use your name, excuse me, to try to sell stuff off of you. It sounds to me like the detractors did you a favor. And that would be, I don't know, the 4th or 5th time a detractor's come through and helped your ass out. The email situation just shows what kind of person you are and how little the fan base means to you. And despite people like Tevin, Argent, Theo, myself, James the Lesser, amongst others, who have said this many, many times, and you've always staunchly held to the point, I don't use you guys as a get rich quick scheme. I actually give a damn about you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate what you guys do for me. It sounds to me that you try to hide $9,000 from them. And you were going to try to garner as much money as you could off their back and never tell them a thing. Now, the funny thing is, Phil, is later on in your own chat, you said, I was going to disclose I received a large donation, but I wasn't going to do it until the middle of January. So that right there is interesting, Phil, because it tells me that you really thought you were going to pull that $16,000 through this month of December, which is ridiculous to say the very least. It sounds to me that you dreamed a little too, your dreams went ahead and elevated you a little too high. It sounds to me you had a little bit too much faith in them, on top of the fact that you were trying to rip them off. Just saying. Now, I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's not reasonable that the Pig Roach cult couldn't come up with, I don't know, what's that, $7,000 in the span of a couple of weeks? They're not going to do that. But I could see in his own little greedy mind how he thought they could. But they weren't. They weren't. So let's go with that for a minute. Let's say he ends up getting the 9,000. Let's say he doesn't come up with the other 7 by the end of January, or by January, I'm sorry. Then that means he can't disclose the large amount that he had in January, then, can he? He has to push that back until he gets the majority of the money before April. See how the scheme works? So now, if he doesn't get the other 7 to close up the 16th out, he has to push his revelation back at least a couple more months. And if he never gets all of the money, then he never talks about the revelation. If he doesn't talk about the revelation, then Solid Phil comes out and exposes, hey, I did give you this money, this, that, and the third. Phil retaliates and says, oh no, he's a filthy detractor. Everything was fake. He doctored all that, this, that, and the third. Everybody knows my email address. It's easy to go ahead and bait and switch all that. It's bullshit. And then casts all that to the side. And he walks away with his 9,000, which would have already been spent by then anyway. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't have been on taxes. Of course, it's not a Theo theory, but it has a nice ring to it. Dspnews.
Opportunities this year. Sponsorship opportunities, okay? That I would have paid big time, okay? This really sucks, okay? But anyway, the situation here is that basically I am trying my best to raise funds and be positive and not bring up negative shit all the time. The trolls have done it again, folks. Here we go. Once again, slandering me all over the internet. So I will very briefly address it here tonight, and then we'll end it, and we'll move on to nice gameplay, which is what you're here for. I already talked about it on Twitter, but for those of you who don't pay attention to my Twitter, here's the situation. A few people, I say a few, that's actually completely false. I'd actually say probably about a dozen, if not more people. Over the last few weeks, since Thanksgiving, when I revealed my financial problems to everyone, I've got about a dozen various messages. Most of them were emails. 1 or 2 of them were private messages via some other things, okay? But the bottom line is this. Sadly, some people have, messaged me pretending to be nice people. Oh, we're longtime fans, Phil, and we love your content, and we feel so bad that this is happening to you, and we want to reach out and help you. I had one person who said, I have a couple $1,000 maybe I'd like to send you. I had another person who actually said,
Well, Akuma Blade just did a 50-bit cheer, says, I won't be scared of trolls knowing I gave you money. I donated 20,000 Canadian dollars to your Patreon. So pay your taxes, take Kat on a nice vacation, and get her something nice for Christmas. That's a nice cheer. I doubt there's any truth to it at all.
Now look at this. I remember this one too. I think I saw this on Tevin's stream, where Phil was like, "Oh, it sounds like a nice shirt," and immediately goes to his phone, which apparently is sitting on his lap, and immediately tries to look for the money. Imagine that. If you didn't believe it, you would have kept playing the game, Phil. But no, he had to see if it was going to happen. He had to see if the money was going to show up. That's sad. That's sad that you have to live your life hoping, praying, and depending on the goodwill of other people. And you're so desperate and you're so pathetic of an individual that the moment someone says that they're going to throw some big cash at you, you immediately look. He wasn't even self-conscious of his surroundings at that time to be like, "Oh, I'll do that off screen later," or something like that. He had to check right then and there if the money was going to be there or if the money was coming. Man, that sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, the generosity of people online is expansive. And it's definitely enormous, to say the very least. You'd be surprised what people do for their favorite content creators to see them move forward. Especially either if it's just helping with some computer parts, whether it's just a little bit of money to show their generosity, to help with to get new equipment, all kinds of stuff. You can tell by a lot of the not even big YouTubers, really like the medium and the smaller guys, get a lot of help, and you can find it in a lot of videos. Those people are the ones who remember that, and they appreciate it. People like Phil, and there are a lot of people like Phil when it comes to this, come to expect it. Come to expect it, that generosity. To expect you guys to send them free shit. This, that, and the third. And after a while, it just becomes a bit disingenuous. You know what I mean? I remember one YouTuber, female, sadly, but where she had opened up a P.O. box, and for the first 2 years, man, people sent her all kinds of shit. Goddamn. And then her content got stale. She started lashing out at people. She moved to Twitch and really blew up over there and kind of abandoned the YouTube crowd, as that happens, sadly, at least for some people. And she did a P.O. box unboxing, and she only had, at one time, she used to have 70, 80 different items. She only had 4. And 3 of them were dildos, and the other one just basically was a giant box that felt heavy, but it was really just packaging and something else to add to the weight. And it was basically like, go fuck yourself, Twitch whore. And that was it. And that was the last one she did. But more importantly than that, if you had read her message on Twitter, which she's completely gone from the internet now, I think, she said that she didn't realize how quickly her decline on YouTube was going to be. Even though she did exactly what Phil did. She turned YouTube into an archive channel. If you guys really, as she said, her words not mine, if you really love her and love seeing her, you would go to her on Twitch. Sounds to me like she forgot the people who actually put her in position. It sounds to me all those sexy lingeries and all that shit that she used to parade up all the time. She made that for the Twitch crowd and didn't do it for anybody on YouTube. I can't even remember what she did with those videos. I don't think she ever even posted them on YouTube. So she completely screwed a whole portion of her fan base out of greed. Phil's doing the exact same thing, or has already done it, and he's reaping what he sows. Doesn't matter what platform you go to, ladies and gentlemen, you have to appreciate the people who put you in position. Every little thing that's given to you, big or small, you have to appreciate it. Because, trust me, they don't owe you anything. It would do well to remember that. Dspnews?
I'm just saying, and obviously I'll let you guys know later. Right now I'm deleting all my old messages here. Yup, and he says, joke, DSP get a job. Of course. We knew it was fake. We knew it was fucking fake. I mean, come on.
that they were going to be coming into some money and they wanted to at least help me out. They couldn't pay the whole amount, but they didn't know how much they could do yet, yada, yada, yada. Basically, I had a bunch of people. About
You expected the individual to pay the whole 16 grand for you? God damn.
12 who all said this to me. And every single time, I'm not even kidding you, they came to me and said, oh, well, we don't want to have our information publicly disclosed, so we don't just want to just do a tip on your stream. We don't want to pledge to your Patreon because then we get attention for it. What we want to do is this something we want to do behind the scenes, okay? Now, I'm not stupid, okay? I'm not stupid at all. I know that most of these, if not all of these people, are trolls. They're fucking with me. They're purposely doing this at a time when I'm at my weakest because they know what bad financial situation I'm in. They're doing it to fuck with me. And what they're going to do is they're going to, at the last second, say, neener, 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 and pull the rug out from under me and say, haha, we fucked with you, we wasted your time, la, 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 okay? So that's kind of how I've been approaching all of this, with a grain of salt. And like I said, there's been 12 separate occasions about that has happened over the last, I think it was 3 weeks since Thanksgiving now, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since Thanksgiving, right? I guess maybe 2.5 weeks. And at this point, you know, even though as dumb as it is, I still respond to them because what is the chances that maybe, just maybe, one of these people will actually be legit?
Oh no! What a greedy bastard.
Greedy bastard indeed. Greedy bastard indeed. It'd have been different if he had said, oh, I respond to them anyway just to entertain it. But, oh, I respond to them anyway in the hopes that maybe one of them's being legit. So you're willing to humiliate yourself in front of these people and leave a paper trail in the hopes that one of them might come through. So that tells me, ladies and gentlemen, out of 12 people, he'll humiliate himself in front of 10 of them and let all that shit go online and fucking make him look like a dumbass and make him look like a slime ball just to have 2 people come through and save him. And what is that going to be worth in the long run, Phil? It's still short-term gains. And let's say that out of the 12, this mysterious 12, you end up getting, we'll call them the Gouty 12. You end up getting, out of that 12, 2 people do come through and the other 10 don't. But now, the other 10 have this wealth of fucking emails and paper, and basically paper trail on you that they're going to splatter everywhere. Which would cause more and more people in your fan base to be like, oh shit, this is really what he thinks about us. So now you have all the money to help you with your tax problems, Phil, but now your fan base is dwindling even further. Now, those supporters, the true piggy bankers, now end up stepping away from you. You haven't had a whale in a while. And yet again, the only person who really is going to care is Swaggins. Because apparently Empress Swaggins wants to reign alone anyway. Makes one wonder. Does one really have a kingdom if you don't have anyone to rule over? Someone can pass that on to Swaggins. I'd love to hear his answer about that. Dspnews?
Okay? One of these people will actually be legit and actually be a fan who's like, wow, I actually do want to help you. You know, kind of in the Christmas spirit right now. Let's help out Phil. So I always respond. You know, even though I'm not expecting anything, and I even say that in every response that I know this might not be real or whatever. I hope it is, but it probably isn't. You're probably just fucking with me. I still respond just on a whim that maybe it's real. Okay? But the bottom line is, right, this is what Mirai Misaki in the stream just says, but if it was legit, they would just tip you on Muxie anonymously, right? Right, I believe that. If it was legit, people probably would just go ahead and tip me anonymously on a stream or pledge to my Patreon with a fake name that's not their real name. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy to falsify information and not put out your real stuff. So, bottom line is, if anyone actually wanted to do this, they probably would have already, okay?
Why not just donate right to your PayPal? They could just skip all that. I'm just throwing that out there.
But, again, I gotta take the chance, because that's how, you know, I'm in that much need.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money
to pay my bills.
I'm in that desperate of a situation. I don't want to lose my house next year, okay? But that's kind of the situation I'm in. So that being said, guys, basically, one of the people who I responded to, I think this was a few days ago. This wasn't actually today. This was like a few days ago, I think. One of the 12 basically took my response to what he said and spun it to mean something that obviously it did not. If you actually read the fucking email word for word, you would definitely understand what was actually going on there, okay? But sadly, this guy is doing this on purpose to basically make me look bad. So he wrote me a message. His original message said that he's a business owner or whatever. He wants to send me $9,000, okay? But he doesn't want to do it on stream, and he doesn't want to do Patreon. What he wants to do is he wants to do it behind the scenes via, say, Western Union or something like that, something off stream outside of that, because he doesn't want to get any kind of attention for himself.
Now, if I remember correctly, though, it was Phil who recommended to him Western Union or a personal check. Not that individual. So let's get that right. If I'm correct on that, if I'm wrong about that, I should say, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was Phil who threw out Western Union or a personal check.
If he gets any attention for himself, the information will get out there. Someone might negatively affect him or whatever. He does mention, hey, if you want to mention it on your stuff, your stream or whatever, that anonymous donator or whatever gave some money, you can. But I don't want any of my information getting out there, okay? So I responded back to him. I'm like, listen, I don't even know much about Western Union. I never used it before. I don't even know anything about it, how it works. I would say, if actually this was the case and you don't want to use any internet methods, right? You don't want to use PayPal or whatever. You don't want a chance that any traceability is there. You could just mail me a check. I mean, you could anonymously just mail me a check. There's many ways that you could do this, okay? There's just many ways that this could happen. So I made some suggestions about it. I don't know, okay? I don't know how these work. Again, I don't know anything about Western Union or whatever. Never used it before. I think I've maybe used it once ever when I was young.
Wait. You just said you've never used it before, and then all of a sudden I've used it. You can't lie twice and then tell the truth. That's the first thing. I'll wait for my second note afterwards. Give me a second.
My parents sent me money at one point when I was really younger, so I don't remember. But basically, I said I would prefer, if you really wanted to remain anonymous, prefer to just not talk about it at all. Because the bottom line is, if I talk about it, that's when all the trouble happens. Whenever I talk about something publicly, alright, basically that's when the trouble happens. Look at this year with Cat. Right? I share with you guys, okay? Share with you guys exactly what's, going on in my life, right? And when I do, it's always twisted against me.
Oh my god!
Right? Every single time, even if it's something massively positive, these assholes find a way to twist it against me. So as soon as I stop sharing about stuff going on with me and Kat personally, our lives tremendously improved. It's been great. So why even risk having this guy's information somehow leak, and now my life becomes a living hell because I promised this guy that I was going to keep his identity, private, but because somehow he did something over the internet, now there's traceability and someone finds out somehow, and now this guy gets in trouble because of me. So now I look bad, he has to suffer everything, right? It would be terrible.
So that's
but what do you care, though? Because you already have the cash. You already have the money. And here's another thing that other detractors, I'm sure, have already brought up at this point, is you have been donated a Switch, a PS4, a PS3, and your TV, allegedly. All that stuff was donated to you, anonymously. And none of their information went out. Now let's go back over that for a minute. The PS3 I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure his PS3 that he currently has, or at least one of them, was donated to him. The Switch was definitely donated to him, allegedly. But now, and that person was allegedly anonymous. Never got that person's name. No one ever found out anything about that. So that person was in the clear. The person who donated that PS4 Pro, allegedly, no one ever found out that person's name. They're in the clear. And whoever it was that donated that television, or let's rephrase that, the money for that television was anonymous, was in the clear. No one ever found them out. So you were able to figure this out 4 times previously, but you couldn't make it happen this time around. At your most desperate point. In the process of that, Phil, if you could have made this go on, if it wasn't a trap, but if you were able to make this go on without a hitch, one could be inclined, if you're a greedy bastard like Phil is, that solid Phil might donate to you later on down the line. So this could have been more of a long-term financial relationship if you had figured this out, and you couldn't even do that right. Oh, all right. Let's not try to throw detractor logic at all this bullshit. Let's continue. DSP News.
What I told him, I said, let's just keep it completely private. All right. Do it behind the scenes via another method. I don't understand Western Union. I would recommend just send me a check or something. So fucking greedy. It's not about the money. It's not. I'm not here to take a paycheck.
And we'll do it like that, and then, we'll go from there. Okay? So this guy takes this completely innocent response.
Oh my god. That's great. Oh my god.
To what he said. Again, I even said in the response, this would make our Christmas, this would make us feel so much better during this holiday season, having this much money, knowing that it's going towards the taxes, it would make so much headway towards, it's not everything we owe, but it's a lot that we owe, and it would make a big headway, right, if we actually had this. So thanks very much, or whatever,
Yet again, the expectation that someone's going to pay that whole bill for him. That Phil's not going to throw any of his own money or Cat's money at this problem. That someone else is going to cover it all. That's what he expects, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me know what you want to do. Well, a few days pass, I hear nothing back, so I'm like, it's just the same. It's the same as all the other troll messages, right? It's just the same thing. It's a troll message.
The guy now posts it publicly on Twitter and says, oh, see, Phil didn't want to publicly talk about this because he wanted to fool the fans. He wanted to take my $9,000, which is bullshit because it's not. It's some fucking kid pretending, of course. He wanted to take $9,000, from me, and then keep it and not tell the fans, and then still take more money than he actually needed on top of that, all right, to put towards this, and then basically make tons of money behind the scenes and tell no one. So basically what he's saying is, not that I want to protect his fucking, his identity.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
You know what I mean? Which is exactly what he wanted. No, that's not why. I'm doing it because I'm trying to steal money. Again, everything. Anything I possibly fucking do. It's because I'm a horrible thief. I'm the devil. I'm a criminal. I'm a terrible person. Not that I'm respecting the guy's fucking wishes and trying to protect his identity so things don't blow up later and end up being horrendous for all of us. But instead, no, it's because I want more money, right?
Oh!
Benefactor.
Oh!
And, where are we headed?
That is disgusting. Disturbing and disgusting.
I'm fucking tired of this shit, alright? Motherfucker, I'm tired of this shit. I am. I'm tired of these fucking people who want to ruin my life and literally twist and turn every little piece of thing that I ever do into negative shit. Obviously that was...
How is it, ladies and gentlemen, that you've had detractors for this long, and he still hasn't figured out how the game is played? Now, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, the detractors, by leaps and bounds, are way smarter than he is, and much more creative, which is why Phil keeps falling for stupid shit. But... how have you not realized this? You run a Nazi chat, you have no comment section, no rating system on YouTube, you have an email publicly known that you use as a filtering system, you have mods that are literally the fucking guards at, the guards at any Nazi concentration camp who filter shit for you every day. You guys essentially have a bulletin board somewhere having everybody identified from detractors on YouTube, on Twitter and Twitch, hence the reason why you were able to get those guys off Twitch. And yet you still fall for dumb shit like this. You have all of the players allegedly identified, and yet you still fall for dumb shit. Even if you don't know all the people, you should at least understand the tactics. And yet he still falls for this dumb shit. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Wasn't my fucking intention, and I'm tired of it, and now I'm putting my goddamn fucking foot down.
Gout, 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 gouty, gout, McFist, gout, fucking butt, fuck, gout, farts, gout, gout, gout.
I'm not putting up with your shit anymore. I'm not. I'm not putting up with any more of this fucking nonsense and bullshit. You want to fucking lie, you want to spin, you want to fucking do virulent, nasty, toxic shit. Go fuck yourself.
Sorry for fucking what? You think I'm the villain? Go fuck yourself.
And I mean that, because I'm not going to have people twist my words into something they're not and make me look like a villain. I'm here at the worst possible point in my life financially I've ever been in. I might lose my fucking house, but of course, right? Of course, we've got to hear about how I was trying to steal money. When it wasn't the case at all. It was, let's ignore the fact the mother...
You're the one who overspent. You're the one who moved from one state to another to avoid taxes... only to rack up back taxes and fees. No one told you to sit there and go clear across country when you could have just moved further down the East Coast with a declining business. Only to move over to... So you left, yet again, you left Connecticut to go to Seattle to avoid taxes. Only to invoke back taxes over there, even though your girlfriend / live-in maid had to pay taxes on her little business, which is funny, to be perfectly honest with you. Only to lose the business because you yourself, Phil, during this time said it's not a business. That was you who said that. It's a career, not a business. So you were never a business owner. To now have back taxes out. So now you have back taxes out the ass, have no way of paying them because you've been overspending over the last couple of years and you got all this debt. only to basically throw it on your fan base the year before, telling them to come through and pay it, which they did. You came up with the scheme after that, thinking that, oh wow, these guys are fucking morons. They're fucking idiots. God is good. God is great to give me dumbass people like this. So now I'm going to suck every bit of money out of them from a tax situation every year from now on. Only now to realize that those same people either don't have the money or don't have enough faith and trust in you to give it to you. I don't know. That bacon smells. I smell bacon cooking. I think it ain't done yet, but I smell it cooking. It's God damn it, Phil. Fucking idiot.
Fucker who sent me the email was a fucking catfisher. He was lying up front about the situation, pretending to be someone else, trying to say that he wanted to give me money to help, when in reality, he was a liar with some kid pretending trolling me. That's completely forgiven, but let's try to spin the text that Phil specifically used in the email to make him look like a villain. Fuck you.
Why am I toxic?
Whoa. Calm down, Mr. Piggy. Calm down. It's almost like you poured your heart and soul into that, believing that it was going to be real, even though you said before it was just going to be a troll. I don't know. It sounds to me like he's getting a little bit emotional. Someone might want to put a diaper on that Piggy. I'm just saying.
More toxic, negative toxic behavior on Twitch. Oh, Phil actually is a really toxic person, so we're just going to keep saying, why am I toxic? Because it's a meme.
And you know what? Fuck anyone who's so fucking stupid to fall for it. Because the bottom line is, if you're that fucking dumb, you were never going to support me to begin with. You probably never have supported me to begin with. You were always malicious people who were only along for the ride for the drama. You were only here to laugh at me instead of laugh with me. You were only here to deride me. You never actually cared about me.
If that is how you feel, if you read that email and the first thought in your head is Phil is trying to steal thousands of dollars and not tell his fans, fuck you. Ah, the salty tears. Salty tears. Oh, you're gonna get salt. It's, even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
I don't want anything to do with you. At this point, I need to cut the cord, and we need to have positive, non-toxic...
Now, that shot at the end is a shot towards Alex. That's the guy from the King of Hate forums and whatnot who's been a staunch supporter of Phil for a very long time. That fuck you was really going to him. Because after he saw the emails, he was like, it's compelling, but I'm not... he wasn't all in yet. But then when he saw the video, then he was like, I can't deny this. Phil, you really... He actually confronted Phil, I think, on Twitter and whatnot. And, well, you all know how that ended. So, there you go. Sorry, Alex. Welcome to the club. I would send you a fruit basket, but since you're already bringing pineapple with you, I guess we don't have a need for that. Everybody likes pineapple, though.
Extremes. That's how I'm going to get ahead in life. Okay? That's how I'm going to get ahead in life. By cutting the cord on these people who are dangling about, right? People who...
My bad, not Alex. His name's Nick. My fault.
claim that they're my fans or claim that they're positive influences, but they're the first ones to bring up the drama.
That's 100% a lie.
They're the first fucking ones, right? The first ones who will do this shit. They're the ones that I need to get rid of. So if that is the case, if you're only here for the jollies, for the drama, you're in the wrong place. And I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. You know what? If you were one of these fair weather followers, I've been doing this for 10 fucking years. My blood, sweat, and tears, working my ass off every day to put out fun, entertaining content for you guys for free.
I'm good at lying.
Now, in a moment, I need some help. I'm honest with you guys after not talking about it for months and months, finally reveal it in the hopes that maybe someone can...
No, first off, you're the one who's going on a 10, 15-minute rant about it. So it sounds to me like it's your own fault. Second thing, most importantly, no one told you to put your own personal business out there in the belief that because it's the holidays that people were going to come to your support, like they were going to just rally around, like they've been saving their money all year to save your ass. That's your own fucking fault, to be honest. And three, I'm sorry, Phil, that people are starting to wake up from the brainwashing. You're not really a trustworthy person. There's not a whole lot of reason to trust you. And this email proves it. Just saying, if you're going to be upset at anybody, you should certainly be upset at yourself. Which you are. You're upset that you got baited the way you did. But more importantly, you're even more upset because the money's not really going to show up. And the piggies cried wee all the way back home.
Help me. And if they can't, oh well, but what can you do? Trying to, at least appeal to human nature and the niceness of people who respect what I've done for 10 years for them.
I'd go find something else. Whether it meant I would oh no, now I can't make enough money to pay my bills, I have to declare bankruptcy, then so be it. That's what I would do.
And instead, this is what I get. I get 12 assholes who fuck with me, who treat me like shit, right? At my lowest possible fucking point, they gotta do this. And then they spin it to make me try to look bad again, on top of everything. I'm done with it.
Hey. Those are the 12 saints of Goutopia. And it is the holiday season. It's the season of giving, Phil. I will not stand by and allow you to slander those good Samaritans, those saints, from doing what is their heavenly work. You better ease that back, buddy. You might want to ease that back. Okay? I was thinking about passing around bacon jam this year. Don't give me a reason to do it. Don't do it. Dspnews.
Go fuck yourself. Get away from me. Leave me the fuck alone. Get off my streams. Stop emailing me. Stop tweeting me. Leave me the fuck alone.
Oh my god, dude, just shut up. Just shut up and stop whining. Ugh. Basically, here's a whiny baby. I'm not a whiny baby. I'm a mature adult.
If I just sit here with 1,000 of people who actually like what I do, and it's just 1,000 people who watch my videos on YouTube, and a few hundred people who join me for the streams every day, and we have fun, positive streams, guess what? That's a success. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the toxic cloud that follows along these disgusting, decaying, immoral fucking people. I'm just done with it, okay? I am done with it.
It's Tevin's fault.
So, that is it. I'm just had enough. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not gonna sit around and pussyfoot
Now,
around.
ladies and gentlemen, remember all this spurging out here is over money. It's over money. It's not over self-respect or self-dignity or any of those things. That's not in Phil's vocabulary. This is over money. The almighty dollar. Just saying. Goddamn, I haven't even heard strippers spurg out like this.
When people talk shit and make shit up, I'm gonna say, you're an asshole, you made it up, that's not what I said, that's not what I meant. And the thing is, anyone who reads what this person put out publicly and actually interprets that as a negative that I'm trying to steal, you're an idiot. And you're not a fan, you never were, you were never going to be. You were only here to wait for the moment when you could twist something of mine into something negative to make me look like a villain. Get the fuck out of here. This is supposed to be a positive stream, and that's where we're going from now on. Enough is fucking enough. That's the end of it.
This guy constantly whining. Wah. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Wah. Oh my god.
I got it off my chest. Alright, guys. So now, that's it. I'm done talking about it, and I'm not mentioning it ever again. I'm not.
That was good.
I'm tired of it, and there's just no point in even bringing it up ever again. Those who know me, who attend my actual streams, know when you see that situation, that's not what it was. You really say, wait, Phil's doing exactly what he's being asked by this person. I don't understand. You know, he's doing what's best for the situation. It's only someone who is always being negative about me, always skeptical, always the questioner, always the drama queen, always waiting for the negative thing, who's going to read that the other way and misinterpret it another way. So to hell with them. Poopster did a 50-bit cheer. He said, absolutely disgusting what immoral people will do to harass you. It's seriously demoralizing to see the lengths they will go to lie and slander you. Yeah, it is. Android says, well, you know, I recommend that from now on you never hide anything behind the scenes because, you know, basically down the road it can be twisted by your haters. You're right. And the other thing is, nothing happened. It was all fake. Nothing of this was real. I didn't get any funds. It was bullshit. It was kids fucking with me. But, oh, look at the email I got from Phil.
Now, this example was presented by someone else. I can't remember if it was by Almighty Tevin, praise be Almighty, or by somebody on Twitter. But his whole thing about, oh, it was just a troll, it was just this, it wasn't even real, is kind of like, what's that show? Catch a Predator. Like what some of those jerks used to say on that show. When, you know, hey, do you know what, do you know why you're here? Oh, I was here just to talk to this chick, you know, I met her online, da, da, da. You know that chick was only like 15 years old, right? And then when Chris Hansen, there we go, when Chris Hansen exposes who he is and what the situation is, he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to leave now. Oh, no, sit down a little bit more, we want to talk, Well, nothing happened, man, so you can't charge me with anything. Oh, yeah, they can charge you with intent. That's kind of like what Phil's doing. He's just a really, really stupid predator, just like the rest of them. He's a fucking moron. He thinks that all of this is exempt because nothing happened. No money changed hands or this, that, and the third. So you guys can just ignore all of this. And that's just not how it works, Phil. The intent was there. The intent was there. I don't know if you, as a Phil, if you were a Phil fan, I should say, I don't know how you could ever trust him again. I mean, granted, he did plenty this year, did plenty last year, to not trust him. But when is enough going to be enough for the average pig cult member to wake the fuck up and be like, you know what, I don't need this in my life? Or it's something that I've been theorizing, whereas a lot of them don't have anywhere else to go. The majority of them, if not all of them, have been identified. Wherever they're going to go, the stain, the stench of DSP is always going to be on them. Maybe it's better to stay with the pig pen that you're familiar with than try to venture off somewhere else. I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, it makes you wonder. It's a rather sad existence, but who do you feel bad for? You feel bad for Phil? Fuck that. Or do you feel bad for his fan base? I don't know. Both seem like lost causes to me, to an extent. To an extent. There are some people who you can generally feel for. I've met a few of them. But for some of these people who just staunchly stand by Phil no matter the fuck what, I don't know, man. Life comes at you fast. One day you guys are going to wake up in your 30s still supporting this moron, and it's going to make you wonder, what did you do with all that time? Just saying. Dspnews.
Wish this to look negative, so I got something out of my trolling to Phil, you know? These people are fucked up.
The reason that I'm in the situation I'm in is because of the trolling that I've suffered, not because of my decisions, even though I will take some responsibility. There's probably a reason why I haven't had an offer on Twitch to do a sponsored stream since early October. I'm just saying, probably because these fuckers spam everyone who I do sponsored streams for. No one wants to deal with that shit. I can never get a sponsor. I'm just being real with you guys.
But I thought Twitch loved you in your streams, dude. Just saying. They loved you enough to go ahead and get 3 innocent people deplatformed. Now all of a sudden they don't want to give you any money opportunities? I don't know, man. It's starting to sound like the 3Ds that Mr. Metokur said all them years ago. Don't worry, I'm going to have that clip for you at the end of the video. It'll probably be in steady rotation from now on. Shouts out to T-Clips for that. But, I mean, someone would have clipped it anyway. But T-Clips made it easier. You'll see what I mean at the end of the video.
Never get, like, a sponsor, because if I got one, they would be trolled so fucking hard by the people who hate me that the sponsor would say, even though you did nothing wrong, Phil, it's too much liability with all these assholes, so, you know, we can't move forward with the sponsorship. And this has happened to me many times in the last year. It's not me, it's the trolls.
We know what's going to win. The troll answer wins. The troll answer always wins. Oh, yeah. All right, I got another anonymous $10 here for someone who's had enough and just says, can we just smash? I agree with you. That's all I wanted to do is play Smash tonight. Sadly, I had to waste my fucking time with more wastes of our fucking life, right? We all waste our life whenever we have to talk about this stupid shit. It really is just a waste of fucking time. I agree with you. So moving forward, everybody, FYI, I again appreciate any contributions that you guys lend. If you do contribute something, I would ask, please, contribute it during a stream. You know the ways, whether it's being supportive with cheering or subbing or tipping me or pledging to my Patreon or whatever. I can't have these things behind the scenes because sadly this is what happens, right?
And by the way, if anything ever did happen, if someone just sent me willy-nilly an anonymous donation that was a large donation and it contributed significantly towards the taxes, I would tell you guys. All right? I would tell you.
Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning of this temper tantrum, he gave you all the reasons why he couldn't tell you. But now at the very end of it, now he says he would tell you. Okay.
Wow. Unbelievable. Fuck you. You're a liar.
But that's the thing. These people are fucking idiots. I just don't understand it. I'm not, again, I can't. I'm gonna get angry again. If you read the email for yourself at face value, you'll understand what it means, but people don't do that. They read it with this malicious intent that Phil's a dick, right? Phil's a thief, Phil's a dick. Oh, now I can see how I can twist this to say that. Enough is enough. I'm done with that. Okay.
Alright, guys. I think that's enough for me. You don't want to see me, crying like a fucking baby here. Oh. First, I gotta get my horse. Where the fuck is it? Where's my horse? I just completed a mission. My horse is missing. You have no horses available? Why? Oh, fuck! Why do I not have a horse available? That doesn't make any sense. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the broadcast. At the end of this, I'm gonna put a clip up of Mr. Metokur's 3Ds. I want you guys to really pay attention to this, because if you've listened to Tevin over the last month or so, when he talked about wanting to get partnered and met all the qualifications to do so, as others, to be honest with you, there's plenty of people on YouTube who have talked about trying to get partnered and they wouldn't for various reasons. You're going to kind of see how the Twitch system works. Now, I think Metokur, when he was talking about it, he was probably talking about YouTube and Twitter, but it can be applied to Twitch too, and Metokur has a lot of forethought, so he might have been talking about all three platforms. It's something that I think all of us need to hear if you guys haven't heard it. It's a great listen. And there's another Metokur quote that I'm going to bring up later on down the line. It was applied to Wings, but it can be applied to DSP too. But like I said, it probably won't be in this video. It might be the next or one after that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of that. The great bait and switch. It was 9,000 invisible Goutopia dollars well spent, if you ask me. To be honest. You know what I mean? It's a shame, though, Phil, that it took something small as the promise of $9,000 to kind of continue to show your true self and the aspects of you, and that you're driven by nothing else but money, yet you're not willing to work for it. And how you've said a couple of times that you're hoping that someone's going to come in, or a group of people to come in and cover the whole bill for you. You have no intention of throwing any of your own money to this. So you want your steady monthly paychecks, and then whatever you get extra, and you want these people to cover $16,000. And you want them to cover your taxes moving forward, basically from now on. The life of a pig, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network Productions. I am your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. End of broadcast. I might see you guys tomorrow or the day after this video goes out. We'll see. I'm going to try to do one for the next couple of days, though, to catch up. Later!
The 3Ds. Demotivate, demonetize, deplatform. Demotivation is something we've seen play itself out on numerous social media platforms now for a number of years. Be it shadow banning on Reddit or the soon-to-be-introduced limited state on YouTube. The concept is roughly the same. Isolate a user from the general population, limit their ability to interact with others, and watch as they gradually lose their motivation to continue. Demonetization is the more recent of the three. Its goal is to cut off any and all financial backing an individual may have, to essentially starve them into the gutter, and hope that this lack of revenue diverts their attention into other efforts to sustain themselves. The adpocalypse, as some YouTubers have dubbed it, would be one such example. Others would include removing individuals from payment processing services altogether. Finally, there's deplatforming. This is the most direct and devastating of the bunch. Unlike the other two, deplatforming seeks to utterly remove an individual from as many services as possible. And much like Fletcher himself brought up when he stated that companies talk, users have seen instances of where their removal from one platform seems to create a cascade of bannings, removing them from multiple others.
Y'all knew what was gonna happen.